Hey guys, Thomas Gillis here again of the Gillis Brothers. I am in the middle of changing out my tires for the season, so I figured I'd show you a quick video on how to change a flat tire. Right now I've got my 2017 WRX. I've got one more tire to change out with this guy. So I'll go through all the tools we have on board and everything we need to do this safely. First thing we got to do is go into the trunk. We're going to lift this first cover up. We're going to have our little bar here that's going to loosen and tighten our lugs, and then this little spindle that we're going to attach to our jack to raise and lower the vehicle. We're going to get those out, and then underneath there we've got our spare as well as our jack sitting right there. First thing we're going to want to do once we get all our equipment out is we're going to want to loosen up the lugs before we start trying to lift it, so that once we're putting that kind of jolting the car to loosen up those lugs, if it's already up on the jack, it's going to be unstable and could get unsafe for us. So we're going to loosen them up before we lift the car at all. Okay, so now that the lugs are loose, we can throw our jack underneath and start lifting our vehicle. Okay, so for placement of our jack, you can see right here on this jack, we've got this groove right here that sits in between. We're gonna slide that right under here so that when we start cranking it up, it's gonna go right up here on this little rail right here. That's the strongest part of our vehicle to lift at right here. Okay, so now that it's in place, I'm gonna hook our little spindle here and then just crank it clockwise and make sure that it captures that groove, and then from there we're just gonna lift it all the way up until we get clearance of the wheel. Now that we've got clearance from the wheel off the ground, we can start taking off our lug nuts. Okay, now we've got all of our lugs off. We can pull off the what would be flat tire, set it off to the side, and then we'd throw on our spare. All right, from this point on, we've got all of our 5 lugs back in place. They're barely hand tight, so that we don't want to put any torque on these things while the vehicle's sitting on the jack still. So we'll lower that, put the weight back on the tire, and then we can tighten these back up. All right, so now that the tire's back supporting the weight of the vehicle, we can tighten up the lugs. Basically, the way we want to do this is we want to go in a star pattern so that the wheel tightens evenly onto the lugs and it's not stressing one of the lug stems any more than the other. Get them as hand tight as you can, but eventually you're going to want to go to the shop and fix your flat, and they will tighten your lugs down as much as they need to be. Okay, so that's how you change a flat tire. This one was done on my WRX, but the order of operations is the same for any vehicle. So when doing this, make sure you're being as safe as you can, and hope this video is helpful. Thank you guys.